When you think about data quality, right, what do you think about? Do you think about accuracy or consistency or validity or reliability? Maybe you think about completeness or relevance or timeliness, even. I know what comes to my mind when I think about data quality is that it's really the bedrock of reliable and valuable insights, right? It's like the assurance that the data you're collecting is not just accurate, but also relevant to your business goals. And ultimately, to me, data quality is the linchpin of well-informed business decisions and successful strategies in today's world. Hi, I'm Michelle Newberting, the new Director of Product Marketing here at MetaRouter, and I'm taking you along with me in my onboarding journey with these weekly hot takes. And this week, probably the most important one we've talked about so far is all about data quality, right? Data quality lays the foundation for everything you're doing. It impacts all teams across the organization, all of the investments you're making in other technology. It really is crucial that you know that you have high data quality so that everything happening downstream is accurate and impactful, right? So let's talk about what that means. So I don't need to tell you all this, but I want to level set a little bit on why data quality is so important. So just like constructing a sturdy building, it starts with a solid foundation, right? So if you don't have high quality data, then achieving a high quality data foundation becomes an insurmountable challenge. What they say is true, garbage in, garbage out. It really is true, and we'll talk about what that means. I also like to think about data as being the new oil. So similar to how poor quality oil affects the engine in your car, I know this from recent experience, it really hinders performance. Low quality data leads to poor business decisions and hinders the progress you're trying to make in using that data in the first place. And like I said, data impacts everyone. So last week we talked about our football team, right? Making sure everyone knows what everyone's doing and can rely on each other to be that holistic part of the team and win the game, right? So every team member is affected by data quality, but inaccurate data actually erodes trust between teams because it has a direct impact on the execution of the use cases they're trying to achieve. So you have to keep that in mind as you're thinking about the impact of data quality. So what is the TLDR here, right? And that is that strong data foundation leads to smarter decisions, better outcomes, and enhanced trust within and across your organization. But I fully understand that this is easier said than done, right? But we're going to talk about what this means and how to really ensure data quality from the start. But for a moment, and let's have a level set, and first think about what are your tech investments? What have you made investments in over the past year or so that touches customer data? What data is powering those investments? What data are they collecting? And how confident are you in the accuracy of the outcomes from those tools? So ensuring data quality, it's not just one and done checkbox. It's really an ongoing commitment for better results and better decision making. Something I like to think about is that AI is really, really hot right now. And I think sometimes there's an over-reliance on AI to just produce the right results, right? So sometimes it's like a set it and forget it, ChatGPT will take care of it. And while it is, a great solution to start with, you need to think about what the inputs you have are, how it's impacting the outcomes. So I like to use a simple solution because it's one that I find kind of funny myself. But when you're using AI for image generation, for example, right? Something so small as a single word can change the outcome of what image is generated drastically, right? So if you're thinking, oh, I want salmon in the river, and you come up with this. Whereas, if you had changed one word, like natural or maybe real life salmon in the river, you would have gotten a different outcome. So that really is to think that the garbage in, that one single missing word produced garbage out, in this case, a literal salmon fillet in the river, is just an easy, interesting way to think about, something so small at the beginning can have such a big impact on the outcome. So I challenge you all to think about, is bad data holding you back? Do you even know if it's holding you back? Do you know what accuracy is? Or maybe it's a data blind spot, which I see quite a bit. So I like to say that data quality isn't valuable until it is, right? You don't want to wait for something bad to happen, some, compliance infraction or a really bad outcome to happen for you to start thinking about data quality. So let's talk about an example, a little story time of what this means and what I've actually seen in real life when data quality isn't addressed from the beginning. So I was working with a large health insurance company, right? And of course, with a very large health insurance company, you have a very large call center. So I'm talking tens of thousands of agents. And because, they need to be HIPAA compliant and there's a lot of piece parts they need to ensure are happening by their agents within their call center, they used a machine language and natural language processing solution to actually analyze those calls and make sure that their agents were doing what they need to do and crushing it on the phones. However, they were finding that their analytics dashboards from those audio files were telling them that their agents actually weren't properly validating the identities of the people calling in. So again, red alarms, it's HIPAA compliance. Like, we have to make sure that this is happening. So what did they do? They took their agents off the phone for a week to do training. Here's what you need to say. Here's how you need to validate it. Here's the order that you say it in. And by the way, you need to speak with empathy. So all of these piece parts taking tens of thousands of their agents off the phone, which caused, higher wait times for anyone calling in and kind of not a great customer experience during this time. So to make matters worse, that wasn't the real issue. It wasn't the agents not knowing what to do. The real issue were the microphones that these agents were using. So when COVID hit and all of the agents were to work remote in their homes, they didn't have the high quality microphones needed to create high quality audio files, which meant the transcriptions were messed up, which meant the analytics were messed up, which meant that the decisions made based on those analytics were also messed up. So I use a story to demonstrate you have to start with data quality from the very beginning, the moment the data is collected, right? And the only way to do that is with a proper CDI. So customer data infrastructure, it has to start there. The CDIs are really the foundational pipeline component to ensuring that there's no leakage in your data and to maximize the benefits of all other parts of the system downstream. So let's talk about our journey so far. First, we talked about how to remove third-party tags on your website to really boost your site performance. This means better page load speed, better SEO, and a better overall experience for your customers that drives higher conversions. Then we talked about how to take control back of your data. It's your data. You should be able to track it, to transform it, to enrich it in the way that you want and control how that goes to other vendors and what vendors it goes to. Then we talked about the importance of addressability and activating those anonymous users, which isn't easy to do, but is crucially important to your success so that you're not leaving money on the table. And of course, today we talked about the foundational piece of data quality and what that means. So let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about what your use cases are. What are you trying to achieve? For me, having been 1 month now into my time here at MetaRouter, it is truly incredible to see the impact we're having on businesses because of this foundational layer. So let us know how we can help. And otherwise, I'll see you next week with another hot take. Thanks so much.